Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka BillyIndiana. Today I'm going to do an unboxing for a Kickstarter preview game called Cities of Venus Survivors. This is in the Cities of Venus sequence of games by 10 Robot Games, and this one's designed by James and Adam Staley. I'm excited to open up the box and see what comes inside so I can get it to the table later this afternoon. If you want to see what's in this preview copy, stay tuned. So real quick, just before we start opening the box, I wanted to show you on BoardgameGeek a couple things. One, here is a page for Cities of Venus Survivors. Looks like they're going to need to update this to a 2025 release, but it gives you some information about the game. It's 2 to 6 players, and I believe they're going to have a 4-player and a 6-player version in the Kickstarter project. I have a 6-player version that I'll be showing you here, and you can see it's got a 45 to 90 minute playing time. I think on the box here it says 45 to 75 because they've developed more of a simultaneous play, it sounds like, from the rule reading that I've done. But down here you can see, set during the time of Cities of Venus, Survivors continues the story with the search for survivors on the surface by the brave mining mech operators. And you can see it's got dice rolling and dice manipulation. But one of the things I wanted to show you is, if you're not familiar with 10 Robot Games, they have quite a few in their collection. So Garden Geckos is one that I've reviewed that's very good. Their Hamsters and Hippos game, I think, has had a lot of sales and kind of one of their better known early games. But this Cities of Venus sequence here, they've got the Survivors game, which I'll be opening and playing and making a review for. They also had their Lost Contact game from a couple of years ago. I also did a preview for that one if you want to check that out on my channel. And that, I think, Kickstarter project just recently was delivered in the last several months. And then they do have also Cities of Venus Civil War planned. I think that'll be in development this year and probably released in 2026 is what I'm assuming. But just wanted you to see that they do have a pretty wide collection of different kinds of games, and that this Cities of Venus collection is something that you might want to be paying attention to. So now let's get into the box. So here is the cover of Cities of Venus Survivors. Again, this is a preview copy, so art and components may change, but they said that this is what they expect the Kickstarter backers to be provided with, those that order the 6-player version. So just wanted to show you, even though there might be some changes. You can see on this edge we've got Cities of Venus Survivors by 10 Robot Games. On this edge, kind of the same pattern, and then got a slightly different art pattern there, and then a little bit different art pattern there. On the back, you can see it says a little story here. The year is 2222, and the Earth has established floating cities in the clouds of Venus. You are miners who are sent to the surface by one of the cities to mine the valuable v-nite mineral, a universal power source. Unfortunately, your thrusters fail and you cannot ascend to the city. While awaiting your ultimate fate, you notice faint signals on the surface from cryostasis pods that have landed intact. With renewed hope, you decide to find the survivors and cobble together whatever you can to get everyone safely back to your home. It's a medium-light dice manipulation polyomino sci-fi board game for 2 to 6 players, a standalone game set in the broader City of Venus universe. Got content lists, and as I said, James and Adam Staley are the designers, illustrated by Joe Masson, and it's published by 10 Robot Games. So if we look here on the side, we can see it's 2 to 6 players, ages 14 and up, and it's 45 to 75 minutes depending on player count. Although, like I mentioned earlier, there is some simultaneous play in this game. So here we see the rule book. It's kind of box size rule book, and we've got a little bit of information there. The storyline again, objective, winning conditions, player setup, market setup. It's got a really nice insert, it looks like. We'll be investigating that here in a minute. How to play explanation, main game play, how to manipulate the dice, the mech control board instructions, information about the different kind of polyominoes. And when I saw dice rolling, dice manipulation, and polyominoes, 3 things I really enjoy in games. So when he invited me to be involved in the preview process, I was very excited. We've got these little boards here where we'll be putting the polyominoes on, and it sounds like it's a little bit reminiscent of Baron Park in the sense that you're going to be adding these boards out and then stretching those polyominoes. You can see here with more boards coming into play as you explore the surface of Venus. And then we've got the launch sequence, explanation about the survivor cards, and then on the back just the credits and such. So again, all this subject to change, but this is what it looks like at this point in development. So here we've got some punch boards. Whoops, two-sided there. We'll just set these off to the side. You can see the polyominoes popping out. Another one here. Another one here with lots more polyominoes. All right, and then here are the player boards. So they are dual layered player boards. And so you're going to be able to keep, I think, the v-nite here. And I'm not sure what all the things are going to be going on. I read the rules a while back, so I need to read them again. Hopefully get it to the table this afternoon with my wife. So here we have another player board. Looks like they are all identical. Let's see if we can pull these out. And this is the 6-player version, like I said. So there's 6 nice thick player boards. And then here are the, here's kind of the insert that comes with it. We'll see how I can best get this out of the box. There we go. And I think you're supposed to take this out of the box to help gameplay. And so we'll take a look at that in a minute, but just wanted to show you, here's the cockpit chair painted in on the inside of the box. A lot of really cool touches there to the art. So we'll set this off to the side just for a minute here. And let's take a look at this insert. So in the top of the insert, it looks like we have, this is maybe some v-knots here. I have to see, oh no, this is, we've got different values of v-nite, I think. There's the darker color, which is, I think, a certain value. Again, have to read through the rules again to see. I think it might be 1s and 3s or 1s and 5s, if I remember right. And then we've got these pink v-nite treasures here as well. So that's what we're going to be mining on the surface, and it's the resource that's kind of universally available in this story, and this kind of in the future story, futuristic story. We've got some cards here. Let's see if I can find the edge. All right, so here we go. We've got, they have, it looks like, a few different backs. So these have gears on them. So that's going to be one kind of card. And then there's some numbers and v-nite symbols on this side. And then we've got some with this back. Looks like just a few. Oh, maybe they're not sorted, but there's some with that back. And it looks like we've got maybe a re-roll, up and down, changing by 2, getting a 3. And yeah, it looks like here's some more with those gears on them, and then some without. So looks like we're just going to have to sort those. So yeah, I think they're going to be more of the same here. All right. So we'll look at a few more of these. It looks, I don't know, maybe they're sorted by player. Each player gets the same cards. I'm not sure. I might have just messed up the organization that they provided. I'll have to look again through that. And then that kind of all fits in the lid. And then we have these little cards here that are going to be placed down to figure out how you're going to place your polyominoes. And so you can see we've got our v-knots, our astronaut, and our v-nite minerals. And the boards are just going to go side by side to expand the terrain. So there's lots of different things that show up on these terrain cards. And so those are all here on the top lid of the box. No, I don't need that anymore. And then if we open up the lid, and there was a little release information for the previewers too, where James said that there are already several things that they're adjusting. I think the depth of the wells they're adjusting like how it connects, a bunch of little details that they said they're trying to work on to make it an even better produced product. And then we've got all the dice here. I'm not sure if they've been knocked around in shipment. And then we've got, it looks like some kind of power symbols here. Nice little wooden components. Got like a nuclear symbol screen printed on it. Again, I'm going to have to reread the rules after I get this opened up and over to the table in our game room. And then here are those v-knots. If you saw the original Cities of Venus game, it had these v-knots in it and the v-nite crystals, but different storyline and different gameplay for sure. It wasn't dice rolling in polyomino combination. It was a different sort of combination. So, but a very fun game. All right, so that's what comes inside. I'm going to have to figure out how to sort this out, punch all the polyominoes and get them into their correct sections. But if you wanted to see what was in this preview copy, knowing that things could change, this is kind of what's included. Hopefully I can get this game to the table and play a couple times with my wife over this weekend and then throughout this coming week. And I'm hoping next weekend or the week after to be able to post a preview video. I'll post it on my channel, and then it'll probably be a part of that Kickstarter page as well when that comes up, which should be at the end of February. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing what comes in this Cities of Venus Survivors preview version. And if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up and sharing it, that would be terrific. Otherwise, as always, thanks for watching. This is BillyIndiana signing off.